Hey, I'm Rich, and today I'm going to show you exactly how inflation is stealing your money without you even noticing. Picture this. You put $10,000 away, didn't spend it on a vacation, didn't lose it, didn't touch it. Just set it aside and forgot about it for 2 years. You come back, the money is there, $10,000, sitting right where you left it. But when you go to the grocery store, something feels off, like your money just doesn't go as far, even though the number in your account is exactly the same. That's not a feeling, that's a fact. Your $10,000 today buys what $7,000 or $8,000 bought 2 years ago. The rest just vanished, quietly, without anyone touching it, while you were sleeping. That's called inflation, and that's exactly what we're talking about today. By the end of this video, you'll understand what inflation actually is, why it happens, and most importantly, what you can do right now so your money stops disappearing. Let's start from the very beginning, as simple as it gets. Imagine a small town. 100 people, 100 loaves of bread. Each loaf costs $1. Makes sense. The amount of money matches the amount of stuff. Now the government decides to print more money. Everyone suddenly has twice as much cash in their pocket, but the number of loaves didn't change, still 100, not one more. What happens next? All 100 people head to the store with twice the money. They start competing for the same bread. The baker sees the demand and raises the price. Now a loaf costs $2. You have more money, but you're buying exactly the same amount as before. That's inflation. The money exists, but its value dropped. So where does inflation come from? 3 main reasons. First, the government prints more money. They need cash for spending, so they fire up the printing press. More dollars in circulation means each dollar is worth a little less. Second, demand goes up. When everyone wants to buy more at the same time, sellers raise prices. Basic market economics. Third, production gets more expensive. When energy or raw materials cost more, everything made from them costs more too. Expensive oil means expensive gas, expensive food, expensive everything. 2% a year is considered healthy inflation. That's the target the Federal Reserve and European Central Bank try to hit. Anything higher and your money starts disappearing noticeably fast. Okay, you get the bread analogy, but what does this actually mean for your money? Let's do the math, real numbers. Say you have $10,000. You put it in a savings account earning nothing. Or you keep it as cash. You're just holding it. With 3% inflation, after 1 year, your $10,000 buys what $9,700 used to buy. After 5 years, about $8,600. After 10 years, you've lost roughly a quarter of your purchasing power, just by doing nothing. Now bump that to 7% inflation, like the US saw in 2022. After 10 years, you've lost nearly half. The $10,000 is still sitting there. Nobody stole it, but you lost half of what it could actually buy. Why don't you feel it happening? Because inflation works like a slow leak in a tire, not a blowout where you immediately know something's wrong. A slow, quiet leak. You glance at the tire and it looks fine, but a week later you notice something's off. Then a month later, it's flat. You look at your account, $10,000. Everything seems fine. But at the grocery store, something costs a little more, then a little more, then a little more. And by the time you really notice, years have already passed. Now, here's the part most people don't talk about. Inflation isn't bad for everyone. For some people, it's incredibly good. First group, real estate owners. A house worth $300,000 becomes worth $500,000 over a few years. Not because the house got better, because the dollar got weaker and hard assets held their value. The owner didn't do anything, just held the asset. Second group, stock owners. Companies grow in value alongside inflation or faster. When the dollar weakens, assets priced in dollars adjust upward. The S&P 500 has averaged around 10% a year over the long run, well above inflation. Third group, and this one surprises people, borrowers. If you took out a mortgage for $300,000, you still pay back $300,000, but those dollars are worth less in real terms every year. That's why governments actually don't mind a little inflation. It quietly shrinks the real value of national debt. So who loses? People who hold cash. People who keep money in accounts earning nothing. In other words, most ordinary people. The difference between people who build wealth and people who stay in place is often not how much they earn, it's where they keep their money. All right, enough scary numbers. Let's talk about what to actually do. 3 steps, from simplest to most powerful. You don't have to do all of them at once, but do at least the first one this week. Step 1. A high-yield savings account or Treasury bonds, the simplest move available. Open a high-yield savings account. Right now, many are paying 4 to 5% annually, or buy Treasury bonds directly through treasurydirect.gov. Currently, they're offering competitive rates above inflation. This won't make you rich, but it stops the bleeding. Minimum goal, don't lose to inflation. Step 2. Keep part of your savings in assets, not cash. I-bonds, Treasury inflation-protected securities, also called TIPS, or even a simple money market fund. These instruments are specifically designed to keep pace with inflation. Think of it as your financial seatbelt. Step 3. Index funds and ETFs, money that actually grows. An ETF is a basket of hundreds of stocks in one investment. The S&P 500 ETF, for example, holds 500 of the largest American companies in one simple purchase. Average return, around 10% per year historically. That means your money doubles roughly every 7 years. Your $10,000 becomes $20,000, then $40,000, then $80,000. Even putting 10 to 20% of your savings into an index fund creates serious long-term protection against inflation. The rest can stay in safer, more liquid accounts. I'll do a full video on exactly how to buy ETFs, step by step, where to open an account, what to click. Subscribe so you don't miss it. There's one more idea that changes how you think about money completely. It's called compound interest. Einstein, according to legend, called it the 8th wonder of the world. He was right. Here's how it works. You put $10,000 into an investment, earning 10% per year. After year 1, $11,000. Great. But in year 2, the interest is calculated not on $10,000, but on $11,000. Then on $12,100. Then on $13,300. Every year the base grows, and interest is calculated on a bigger number. After 10 years, your $10,000 becomes $25,900. You didn't add a single dollar after the first deposit. After 20 years, $67,000. After 30 years, $174,000. $174,000 from $10,000 without adding anything. That's compound interest working against inflation and for you. And the key to both inflation and compound interest is the same thing: time. The earlier you start, the more you win, even with smaller amounts. Someone who invests $500 a month starting at 25 will retire with far more than someone who invests $1,000 a month starting at 35. Not because they earned more, because they started earlier. I know some of you already have reasons why this doesn't apply to you. Let me address the most common ones. I don't have enough money to invest. You can start with $50 a month. What matters isn't the amount, it's the habit. High-yield savings accounts, treasury bonds, index funds, all of these are accessible with small amounts. Fidelity and Schwab have zero minimum to open an account. Things are unstable right now. I'll wait for a better time. There has never been a perfect time to start. There won't be. Every month you wait is another month inflation is eating your money. Historically, the best time to invest was always earlier than felt comfortable. It's too complicated. I don't understand it. Opening a high-yield savings account takes 10 minutes. Buying an S&P 500 ETF through any major brokerage takes about 5 clicks. You don't need to understand how the engine works to drive the car. Let's bring it all together. Inflation is the constant erosion of your money's value. It never stops. Doing nothing is already a choice, and it's costing you money every single month. 3 things you can do starting today. First, move idle cash to a high-yield savings account or treasury bonds. Stop losing to inflation at the baseline. Second, keep a portion of savings in inflation-protected assets, I-bonds, TIPS, or a money market fund. Third, gradually move toward index funds. Even 10% of your savings in an S&P 500 ETF is meaningful protection over a long horizon. You don't need to be a finance expert to protect your money. You just need to take the first step. Money is supposed to work for you, not sit quietly and disappear. If this video gave you something useful, hit the like button. It genuinely helps more people